Although Smash Ultimate's most recent ranking just released, I think that the game's meta has already changed a great deal, and the top players have changed as well to reflect that. And so in today's video, I'm going to be talking about who I think the top 10 players in the world are if a ranking was released exactly today, because I don't think it necessarily reflects who was top 10 in the most recent ranking. And this makes sense. It wasn't a today ranking or a ranking of a 3-month or 1-month period. It was a ranking of a 6-month period. So it makes sense that it wouldn't necessarily match how things are today. At number 10, I'm going to put Light, and I'm going to start off by talking about his Level Up Expo performance because he went on to do very, very well at that tournament, outplacing a seed by 4 spots. And although his Japan trip wasn't necessarily as successful as some might have expected, he was a lot more consistent than many of his peers. At GOML, he would go on to get 9th, and then again, he would get 9th at Smash Factor. But again, these were both very stacked tournaments. At, GOML, that was one below what he was seeded, but then at Smash Factor, he was seeded to get 9th, so he just performed as he was expected to. But if you look at kind of the rate at which his performances have been increasing, especially over his past 3 tournaments, he would go on to get a 13th place at Supernova, which Super Stack tournament, a 9th place at Collision, and then he would go on to exceed his seeding at Riptide, getting a 7th place, which is 2 magnitudes higher than he was actually seeded to get. So he has definitely been on an upward trend, and that's why I'm going to make Light in the top 10 of this list. He's just been overall very consistent and increasing steadily over the course of his past couple tournaments. Then you will go on for number 8 to have Sonics. And Sonics overall, I'd say one of the weird things about this guy, he just hasn't gone to too many tournaments, but at the ones he has, he's done very well. He got a 9th place performance at Level Up Expo, which was kind of what he was seeded to get, and then a 13th at Kagaribi 13, which again, I think is a really good performance, although technically below his seed, just for a tournament that big. It's like, that's really crazy to even make it that far. So many people underplaced by 100 spots, so to make it all the way there, I think is really, really great. Then he would go on to get 3 second place performances in a row, getting a 2nd place at Get On My Level Forever, then a 2nd place at Blink Respawn, and then a 2nd place at Eugene Bound Summers. So this guy, I mean, everybody always says, once Sonics figures out how to win a tournament, it's over for everybody, because he can get 2nd place all day.